But I want to point one thing out about these people that's very significant because of Sufi Abdullah, who I actually met when I was very young. I was like 18 years old. And we came, they had a big festivity, and they marched through the streets with flags. And he fed people constantly. And this is a hallmark of these people, is they feed people. And I think we forget the importance of just feeding people. You know, companion in our language is the one you eat with, you know, break bread with. And so feeding is really important. And I did a study of the Prophet's feeding homeless, because he fed on average 70 homeless people every day. And I worked out he fed at least 500,000 meals. So that's a sunnah. It's a forgotten sunnah of feeding homeless people. But these are people that really they feed people. And the Prophet ﷺ, in that amazing, you know, they talk about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. The Prophet, long before Maslow, gave us the hierarchy of needs, because he actually, it's better, I mean, of course, because it's our Prophet ﷺ, but it's better than Maslow's, because he put Afshu Salam was the first one, spread security. Because without security, and there's a video on YouTube of these very primitive hunter-gatherers. They're one of the last hunter-gatherers in Africa, in East Africa. And the guy's like trying to ask them metaphysical questions. He says, what's the meaning of life? And he's like, meat. And then he says, you know, what's a good day for you if we find meat? And like everything was just about survival. And that's why when Allah says, الَّذِي أَطْعَمُهُم مِّن جُوعٍ وَآمَنَ فَلْيَعْبُدُوا رَبَّ هَذَا الْبَيْتِ. Let them worship this house, the Lord of this house, who has fed you and given you security. Because without food and security, there's no higher order. And so the Prophet said, Afshu Salam, spread peace. It's his first khutbah in Medina. Afshu Salam, وَأَطْعِمُوا الطَّعَامِ, and feed people. وَصِيلُ الْأَرْحَامِ, and maintain your kinship bonds. وَصَلُّوا بِاللَّيْلِ وَالنَّاسُ نِيَامٌ, and then he said, pray at night. That's the hierarchy. And then he said, تَدْخُلُ الْجَنَّةَ بِالسَّلَامِ, you will enter paradise in peace if you follow that order. Spread peace, feed people, pray, and then you'll get into paradise. And maintain your kinship bonds, family.